This is the all-new, brand new 2024 Engwe X24. It just came out, and I'm fixing to do a full review on it. I rode it yesterday from a fully charged all the way to a dead battery, and I rode it in all applications, off-road, on the street, up a hill, in the rain. I covered pretty much everything. I'm going to tell you the range I got, which is shocking, the top speed, which also kind of shocked me. Tell you everything about this bike.
Let's go for a ride. Subscribe today.
Engwe packaged this bike very well. I didn't get any damage whatsoever.
Engwe is giving away a free e-bike. Details in the description section of this video. And if you want to get an Engwe folding fat tire e-bike, I have an exclusive discount link in the description and comment section of this video. This is the previous generation X26. They still make it in the 26 size, and they also make it in a 20 size, which is the X20. As you can see, these wheels are a bit bigger than the 24-inch wheels, but I actually like the more compact size of the X24. But actually, this bike weighs 2 pounds heavier than the X26, and I attribute that to the different wheels. This has the spoked wheels, and these are iron, powder coated. Of course, you got the mag wheels here. These are a bit lighter. I love these fat tires. Oh my gosh, puncture resistant, 4 inches thick, makes the ride smooth, rides over everything. Absolutely love those fat tires. And these are folding fat tire e-bikes, both of them. You pull the latch here and it folds, so it makes it compact to put in your car. But these bikes are a bit too heavy to be, folding and putting in your car, to be honest with you. This bike weighs 92 pounds, this bike weighs 90 pounds. But I will tell you, I had some issues with the Engwe X26 previous generation, but a lot of those issues I had were corrected with the new generation of X bikes, which I'm going to cover. But I'll tell you first off, the problems that I had with this Engwe X26. First off, they both have the dual battery system, 48 volt, 10 amp hours in the frame, and then a 19.2 amp hour battery in the seat post. Both of them are removable, but the previous generation, you actually had to take this plug and plug into this. When one battery died, you would pull that plug out and then plug it in here and to use the other battery. As where the new one, you don't have to do that. Actually, both batteries work in tandem with each other. And you can actually charge the battery in the new bike here with a port. See the ports right there? Just plug into that port and you can charge it with the battery in the frame. You don't have to go through the hassle of removing it. As where this one, you had to actually fold the bike and then pull the battery out. And another gripe that I had with this is you had to actually use a different key for each battery to remove it. Unfortunately, you still have to do that with the new bike, which is an irritation. As you can see, I got the key stuck in here, and I can't even get it locked. I'm like having trouble trying to get that thing to lock. I wish they would have not had any key access to the battery at all. It's unnecessary and irritating still. So that's a con right off the jump. But another issue that I had with the previous generation X bike is that it has a triple suspension. It still has a triple suspension, hydraulic fork, spring mid suspension here, and then the dual air shock here. But the previous generation, you couldn't adjust the front fork at all. See that? No dials, nothing. You take what you got. The new one, you can actually adjust the compression to lockout, and also you can adjust the air suspension in the back. You could on the previous generation as well, but there's not a lot of travel in the rear suspension and the mid suspension. But I'll tell you, this previous generation, I didn't really care for the suspension on this. It just felt very budget. And also the battery rattled here, this mid battery rattled in the frame. They've corrected that though on the new generation. It doesn't rattle. And also another thing I didn't like about the previous generation is it didn't have automatic pedal assist.
Hold on, let me put it on pedal assist.
Where you just get on the bike and you can start pedaling it or use the full power, which you can do that now with the new X generation of bikes, which is really nice, because this one you had to actually go into the settings and change it to pedal assist when you wanted to do pedal assist, which was annoying. So no longer do you have to do that. Just start pedaling, it'll kick in, or you can use the full throttle control, which you have a thumb control here. By the way, just to give you some specs on this new X24, it has a 1200 watt peak rear hub motor, 51.6 pounds-feet of torque, 31 miles per hour top speed, which I ran the top speed and I was kind of shocked. I'll get to that in a moment. Also, of course, the 48 volt, 10 amp hour, and then the 19.2 amp hour battery. It takes about 8 hours collectively for both batteries to charge them. This new bike actually has this cleat style pedals here that grip your feet really nicely. You don't have to worry about your feet slipping off. Like I said, this has a spoke. This is iron actually that is powder coated. Honestly, I don't know whether I prefer the mag or the spokes, either one, but like I said, it's 2 pounds heavier because of those wheels on the X24. Both bikes still have the AMOLED display. I love the display and I love their menu system here. It's very easy to toggle through. See that? Very clear, just like kind of like a iPhone. Very simple and easy. Says okay, boom. As you can see here, it says 5%. Actually, when I rode this bike, it went down to 0%, and it still worked. And then when I brought it in the garage, magically 5% appeared. So I don't know. I'll go over that coming up here pretty soon here. It does have the auto headlights like the previous one, which you can turn off the auto function. LED headlight and the tail light. The tail light modulates with the brake use, which, by the way, it still has hydraulic brakes, and I will tell you this, guys, that the hydraulics brakes on this X24 are the best brakes that I've ever used on any e-bike or e-scooter.
Man, look at that. The brakes are absolutely on. I mean, these are the best brakes out of all the e-scooters and e-bikes I've had so far. I'll be honest with you. In straight stock, I didn't do any adjustments.
Also, the triple suspension, the improvements they made, the suspension is much better. I did take this off-road on a single track trail here in the metro parks in Cleveland, Ohio, and I'll tell you, the suspension, I adjusted the front fork and it rode over the tree roots really nice, and it was raining. I caught it was storming, and the grip on these fat tires just rode right through everything. I had no slippage. Very confidence inspiring riding on the trail. Very comfortable. The bike felt very solid off-road. The seat is very comfortable. The Shimano 8-speed gear shifter shifted gears flawlessly, never skipped any gears. It didn't come off the derail or anything. It was smooth, but the previous generation was good as well. The first issue I had with this bike is that I did not get a top speed of 31 miles per hour as listed. I got a top speed of 27 miles per hour, and a gripe that I have with this bike is that it only lets you go into sport mode for 3 minutes. You only can put it in there for 3 minutes. Of course, you get 5 levels of power there. And by the way, the first thing you want to do when you get this bike is you're going to want to go into the menu settings, and you're going to want to go to setup, and you want to go to speed limit and make sure it's cranked up all the way so you get the full power that it has available to it. And I'll tell you this, see, very easy. I love going through the menu. It's very simple and easy. And another thing you want to do is you want to go to power set and then go to power mode, and make sure for P5, which is the highest power level there, make sure that's sitting at 100%. Mine was sitting at 99%. So that way you get the full power. That's if you want the full power. But yeah, it'll only allow you to stay in sport mode for 3 minutes, and then it'll revert down to normal mode, and then you're not allowed to get back into sport mode for another 10 minutes. I think that is the stupidest thing, in my opinion. They say it's for better battery efficiency, but I think it should be left up to the rider what they want to do. As far as the modes, Eco mode, which they say you're going to get the best mileage out of, that is going to give you about 22 miles per hour max.
Eco mode at top power level 5. Okay, we're in eco now. It's doing top speed of 20 miles per hour. Earlier it did 22. We are down to 9% battery level.
And the normal mode gave me about 25 miles per hour.
It does 25 miles per hour.
And of course, the sport mode gave me 27 miles per hour max.
27 miles per hour.
So far cry from the 31 miles per hour they listed, but I'm only $160. I'm lightweight, and all I can manage was 27 miles per hour. And as far as range was a big letdown for me. They say the range advertised is at 62 miles. And as you can see here, guys, total distance that I did 14 miles. That was from a completely fully charged battery to a dead battery, but somehow, like I said, when I brought it in the garage, it magically appeared 3%. Now it says 5% on there left. But I will tell you, when it was at 0%, I was going up a steep hill.
Power still there. It says 0%.
Halfway up, I didn't think I was going to make it home because it said the battery was dead, but it still allowed me to pedal assist, and it actually got me home, and then it died out right to my garage, believe it or not. Riding this bike felt solid. It was very comfortable, very smooth. You know, like I said, the top speed was a letdown, the range was a letdown. However, I took it on various applications. Okay, most people aren't going to do what I did. I took it up 2 very steep hills. It says the bike will only do, it says max a 30-degree angle. I took it up probably even a steeper hill than that. Now, mind you, when I took it up, just using the power, I couldn't get it up the hill. But then when I did pedal assist at the top, you know, sport level and power level 5, I was able to pedal up the hill at about 13 miles per hour up the hill. It did get me up the steep hill. Like I said, I went up 2 steep hills, and I took it off-road on a single track trail, of course, and I used a lot of the power only and also a lot of the pedal assist as well, but all I could manage was 14 miles. So that was a big letdown. But they say, you know, if you ride on flat land, you put it in the eco mode and put it on maybe power level 1 in the eco mode. I don't know, maybe you can eke out 62. I don't know. I have to see it to believe it, but it is what it is. But I will tell you this, riding this bike was an enjoyable experience. Just wasn't happy with the, you know, like I said, top speed and the range. Now I will tell you a negative also is that if you're not using any power, say you run out of power, I tried to pedal this up a hill without any power assist, and I couldn't do it, man.
I can't get up this hill, guys, with pedal alone. I know I don't have strong legs, that stronger legs, but can't do it.
And as far as the lighting is great. The rear tail light, like I said, modulates, is bright enough. The headlight, I feel like it could be a bit brighter for night riding, but it seems to be pretty adequate and decent compared to other e-bikes here. Like I said, these are auto headlights. That's my full review of this bike. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Like I said, if you want to get a nice discount off on one of the X bikes, I have an exclusive link for my viewers in the description and comment section of this video. Make sure to leave a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell symbol so you get notified when my new videos released. But I release new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Check out my playlist for new riders and popular videos. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and check out my other channel, Bug Out Moto, where I customize a van for my motorcycle so I can live in my van with my motorcycle and travel across the country anywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bug Out Moto.